SpaceX founder and CEO Elon Musk has been building up anticipation long enough until recently when he gave us a shed of hope when he tweeted saying, "It's more than days away, but hopefully not many weeks away." The tweet is in response to a question about when the SpaceX Starship will launch into orbit for the first time. In this video, I'll share some great news concerning the upcoming launch of the SpaceX Starship. Stay tuned. Hands are warming up with expectations as the long-awaited Starship, custom-made by SpaceX, is about to take off. Before this, preparations had been underway for quite some time now, as several steps had to be conducted prior to the official launch of this Starship. Several of these preparations were undertaken explicitly to ensure that the Starship met all the regulations, not only those set by the engineers in charge, but also those from the license givers, the Federal Aviation Administration, otherwise known as the FAA. The FAA has been causing quite the uncertainty, but rumor is that there's an 80% possibility of issuing this license within the next few weeks. The license issuance is great news, not only to SpaceX and its founder, but also to America's space agency, NASA. A couple of days ago, the company lifted its launch system's massive Super Heavy first stage onto a launch mount on the pad. The launch will subsequently be followed by lifting the Starship's upper stage. Let it be noted that this has not been the first time that this has happened. It was done before during testing. However, this is the grand finale, which the great launch will automatically follow. This information is validated by shielding performed by technicians to protect both the tower and launch mount from the official launch of the Super Heavy, which is heavily powered by 33 Raptor engines. This is massive, as it gives the launch vehicle about double the thrust any rocket worldwide has ever received when getting out of orbit. As mentioned before, it's not just SpaceX, but also the American Space Agency that eagerly anticipate the success of the Starship launch. As a show of great support, NASA has exclusively dedicated the high-altitude WB-57 to monitor the Starship test flight closely. The main aim of the support is to make sure that SpaceX uses the lunar lander spacecraft for the Artemis moon mission. To be precise, they will use the Apollo lunar lander, the only human lander known to have conducted human spaceflights. The good news is that SpaceX completed a hot-fire test of the Super Heavy first stage just the other day. The results obtained from the tests were quite promising, as 31 of 33 engines worked as intended by engineers, making the test a massive success. This means that the Starship is ready for takeoff. Considering that the Starship was ready for launch, the upper stage and the booster were unplugged to do work on the launch mount. After the grand launch, the Starship will fly eastward from the SpaceX Starbase launch site to the Gulf of Mexico. After the stage separation, the booster will not be attempting a landing, as the Starship upper vehicle is created to automatically reach orbital velocity before it attempts to re-enter into the Earth's atmosphere over the Pacific Ocean. Once successful, it will take a step forward by making a regulated descent and land into the ocean north of the Hawaiian island. Recent observations show that SpaceX has been moving quite consciously, maybe because the company has heavily invested over $1 billion to facilitate the process. The funds have been used to develop the Starship, hire top-grade engineers, fuel the massive vehicle, and reinforce the Super Heavy ground system. If the past of SpaceX launches is anything to go by, then there is no doubt that the much-awaited orbital launch will also be a big success. In early April, SpaceX launched advanced satellites for the U.S. Space Force. The Falcon 9 rocket, topped with 10 Space Force Tranche 0 satellites, lifted from California's Vandenberg Space Force Base. Its first stage booster finally landed on Vandenberg's landing zone 4 in less than 8 minutes. The U.S. Space Force has been forced to partner with Elon Musk's private space company, SpaceX, to curtail competition from other space agencies in Russia, China, and India. For instance, China is actively producing small satellites, which will be launched with time. Should we mark China as a competitor of SpaceX in space exploration? Are they trying to make territory and show that they can also have as much power in space as America? Well, the answer to these questions will slowly unfold as time goes by. You know, time is the ultimate truth teller. As the space war gains momentum among the dominant powers, SpaceX maintains its focus on launching as many satellites into Earth's low orbit. Under the Starlink program, the company is set to launch more than 42,000 satellites into Earth's orbit. It's expected that even the most remote parts of the world will be supplied with fast and reliable satellite internet once the milestone is realized. Make no mistake, what we're currently witnessing is just the scratch of the surface. The launch will result in one of the greatest revolutions the world has ever witnessed. It's quite a privilege and an honor to watch as these great inventions keep unfolding in our generation. If you're keen on the latest space news, you'll agree that SpaceX is obviously in its lane and competing with no one but itself. To appreciate this, have a look at the SpaceX founder and CEO Elon Musk, who is a master, if not a guru, in all he does. He's coming up with insane inventions across his tech companies. In Tesla, he has developed the Tesla Autopilot feature that will eventually gift us fully autonomous EVs. If you've ever wanted a brain chip, Musk's Neuralink company will soon make it a reality. But if there is a change that Musk has made that has irked many, it's the introduction of an $8 Twitter subscription. Being a well-rounded man, he is swiftly taking over the world. We are just here to watch and celebrate these achievements. If you're wondering how the multi-talented CEO manages all his companies, the secret is simple: hard work. You know, Elon is the guy who puts more than 100 hours per week into his business. Currently, the SpaceX team led by their CEO is working day and night to ensure their first orbital launch succeeds. But you can be sure that SpaceX's first orbital launch is an event that you do not want to miss. Ensure you do not miss the video of the Starship lifting off the ground. As always, stay tuned. We will update you as soon as the Starship is about to launch. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can always get a notification when we post the latest and most exciting space news that you would not want to miss. Till next time, cheers.